Hi, I'm Amanda Fox, Director of Education for Quiver Vision. Today, I want to share with you our Quiver activity plan template that can be found on our website at quivervision.com. Whether you are a 2021 Quiver ambassador or you are interested in becoming one in the future, you will need our Quiver activity design template in order to create lessons that you have done with your students. I'm going to go over the components of this template and expectations of how to fill one out. So number one, the template is made in Google Slides. First, you'll have to create a copy. So you're going to go to File, make a copy, and you're going to copy the entire presentation. Once you've made a copy, it's ready to be customized. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. All right, I'm going to go back to view. I'm going to zoom in so you guys can see as I go over it. The first thing you need to do is you need to create an activity title. So the activity title can be anything catchy or just something, maybe the name of the coloring page. So we have the walk a mile. In my shoes activity, there's the lesson or the coloring page of the shoe. You're going to put your name here. I am Amanda Fox. And then you're going to change this to duration. So I might need 2 hours to complete this. And grade level, 7th grade. The standards that you connect are relevant because we want to make sure that our teaching, your teaching with the coloring pages is embedded in good pedagogy and that the standards are driving your instruction. So you're going to want to put your standards here so that way other teachers know what standards you're covering. And you can even add a learning target if you'd like. The essential question is a few things that students will, this is a question that will drive the lesson, but it's also questions that students will be answering as they go through this lesson. You're going to want to replace this image with a picture of the coloring sheet, and I'm going to show you one that's complete in a second. The next part is our materials. So what kind of physical materials do you need? Do they need handouts, markers, tape, scissors? Are there any presentations? And then over here, you can add digital links. So if I were going to link something here, like let's say it's a YouTube video on theme. I would just go here and then put in my link. Your activities. So right now it's just got, thank you in advance for your interest in your interest in creating an activity plan. Fill in all of the text blocks in each section and title your activity. So for activities, you're going to put each thing that the student needs to do, that the teacher needs to do, and they typically start out with an introduction, a teacher input, and then a student input. And then the last component of the activity plan is extension activities. So what kind of activities can you have students do beyond the coloring page? These are going to be typically when students are exploring content around a coloring page. So for the shoe page, students were to explore the theme of a novel or a book. And then from there, they would, I actually created a shoe extension activity, elements of a story. And we'll look at this really quick. So the elements of a story, it actually has to do with characterization, direct, indirect. And I created this in Canva. But these could be handouts that you find on the internet. It could be a PowerPoint presentation. It could be a group work activity. It could really be anything. Now we're going to look at assessment. So the assessment, create an assessment using the video recording feature or another type of assessment that goes with that coloring page. You can be as creative as you want. It could be a Go formative that you've created. It could be an ed puzzle video that they do as an assessment, kind of going over the different parts of the AR experience. Or it could be that they actually use the recording feature and record themselves going through the design and their actual coloring sheet once it's scanned in an AR mode. We're going to look really quick at the sample lesson plan. So here is a Pi Day lesson plan. So we have standards. It's connected to math. It's Pi Day activity, 45 minutes, grades 6 through 8. So the standards are understand the concept of a ratio and use ratio language to describe a ratio relationship between two quantities. The essential questions: how are circumference, diameter, and pi related? The materials: a device with Quiver downloaded, Quiver Pi coloring sheet, a Rope the Moon Pi handout, which is also here, which can be clicked. So I've added a QR code for easy access for students, or you can also have them click the link, or teachers click the link. The idea is these lesson templates are more for the teacher getting ready to prepare to teach with that coloring page. So any ancillary items that you've created to preview or to help with the assessment after they've actually experienced the page. Rope the Moon Pi handout, and then we go into the activities. Pi is the relationship, and this kind of introduces pi. Pi is the relationship between a circle's circumference and diameter. The first three digits are 3.14, which is why we celebrate Pi Day. 2, we are going to listen to a song. So think of activity 1 is more of the intro. 2 is an activity or a preview to the coloring page. It could be that you're jumping right into the coloring page that teaches us about the number pi. As you listen, color your pi coloring page. Completely color the circle on the sheet. When you are done, we're going to bring it to life with the Quiver Vision app. And it's written toward students or toward teachers. So you can, as you're writing these lesson plans, you can write either to the student. You can address the student if you wanted to hand this to them, or you could address the teacher that is going to be using this activity plan. Once students have finished coloring, have them open the Quiver Vision app on their devices, hit the butterfly, and hold the camera over the Pi coloring page until the whole page turns blue. So it's explaining what to do with, how to use the app. You might not want to go into that much detail. Typically with the activity plans, once they've done it once, they'll have an idea of how to continue to do that. And then number 4, have students explore the app by clicking the tap button and Pi button. You can give them the Rope the Moon Pi extension activity. So this is an extension activity that I created. It essentially has them go over the questions from the app. So in the app, it gives facts about pi. This handout is just a guided note sheet to help them make sure that they're getting the information from the app that they need. And then part 2 is an activity with Twizzlers and a moon pie. You can also use circles and rope. You can use anything, any kind of circular item in order to get circumference or diameter. And then they're going to have to figure out the circumference in relation to the diameter and the part that those two play in relation to each other. So part 3, and that's an extension activity. That's just an example of an extension activity. Open the Quiver Vision app and scan the Pi coloring page. Tap the 3 dots at the bottom of the screen to bring up the option to take a photo or video. Tap the video icon to record. So the actual assessment for that piece was in the bottom of that sheet. So the assessment is to to make a video answering the following questions. And you can't really see the questions because they're blocked out by the bottom here. But what is the diameter of the circle? Oh, here we go. Can you make an estimate of the circumference based on the measurement of the diameter? What are you noticing about the relationship between the circumference and the diameter? So at this point, we're asking questions that are a little harder. It's not just like, what is pi 3.14? It had a performance task that they had to do, and these are things that they had to consider with the information that they were given. So the assessment should be a little bit more in depth than the actual activity, but it should be based on the activity sheet. Now, here's another example. So this is a sea turtle activity plan, and this is made more of the slides format, which I prefer to the handout because this is better for sharing digitally. Although the other you can share digitally as well, but you can actually present this from the front of the classroom. So here is it's 1 hour. Sea turtles SDG 14 life below water. So we're addressing sustainable development goals, the 17 goals set by the United Nations. We're really focusing on using our coloring sheets to activate good. So beyond just coloring, like how can we relate these pages back to our environment, and how can we become AR activists? So here, turtle threat slide deck. So the turtle threat slide deck, if we click, and the link is here, it's going to take us to this slide deck. And this is an extension activity that has the essential question kind of embedded in it. What is an environment? What is water pollution? And how is it impacting our environment? There are many different things that threaten the population of sea turtles. It goes to list a few. It breaks them down. And if we go back to that activity, part 1 is, there's intro. So Earth Day is April 22nd, 2021, and was created to remind us to take care of the Earth. So this was an extension to our Earth Day page if you wanted to go into SDGs. Part 1, sea turtles face threats. Discuss the topics with your students below. Show them pictures using the turtle threat slide deck, which is what you just saw. How can we help solve this problem? From there, part 2 is the guided notes coloring sheet. After exploring life below the water and threats to sea turtles, give students the Quiver AR Sea Turtle page. They will color the turtles and scan the page to learn facts about them. For older students, use the Sea Turtle guided notes page to fill in the blanks. So let's look. What is that? So here's the Sea Turtle guided note sheets. So if we go in here, and this is view only, so you would have to go in and make a copy. Scan the Quiver Vision Sea Turtle coloring page and fill in the blanks using the Facts button. So they're just going to fill in the blanks, and they're taking notes about sea turtles and about just facts about the turtles. Then we get down to the bottom. Problem statement. What is threatening turtles? How can we help them? So then they create this problem statement, which is going to take us back into our part 3. So once they go through the guided notes, they have to pick one issue that threatens turtles and write a problem statement and potential solution. Some of the pages, this is connected to science or STEM SDGs. You can connect them to literature. You can make them journal prompt writing. So some activities might not need an in-depth lesson plan or activity plan. It might just be that you're launching a journal writing page. So it just depends on how you're using that page. But typically, you need to have an intro, and then you need to have the part where you're contextualizing the page. Why is it important? What standard is it related to? And then one thing that we're going to add is Flipgrids for you to upload to a community Flipgrid on your coloring pages. So each of these will have a Flipgrid attached to the top. After students color their turtles, they're going to come and complete the guided notes. Next, they're going to click on the icon of the turtles to begin recording. So they're going to create another video assessment. They need to record with both the app and the microphone, or you're not going to have sound. And be sure to allow access to the camera. While you were in the turtles mode, discuss the facts about the sea turtles. What did you learn? While recording, click on the icon, the single turtleneck, and discuss threats to turtle population and a potential solution. How can you make a difference? So in addition to experiencing the page, we're taking that thought process a little bit further and making them think about what threatens turtles from that slide deck that we showed them in the discussion that we had in class, and what could a potential solution be? How can they make an impact in their environment? So once you are done and you've submitted your activity plan, they're going to be posted on the Quiver website. So the Quiver website, you go to quivervision.com. You're going to go to education resources. When you click on activity plans, this is going to pop up, and this is what a final activity plan will look like. We'll have what you need K through 8, guided notes, SDG resources K through 8, and then the actual coloring sheet, and it'll have a summary. So as you guys submit your lesson plans to Quiver Vision, we will clean them up, we will post them on our website, and we will have your photo and give you credit for contributing to the community. So down at the bottom where it says Amanda Fox, it would say your name. And hopefully we will create a robust catalog of lessons and activity plans created by Quiver users for Quiver users. And we have the strands at the top. You'll be able to search through each of these to find pages, or type in a word to search, I think, by coloring page. Yeah. So it would be by coloring page. If you're not an ambassador and you're interested, please be sure to circle back around in April, May of next year. We launch at the beginning of the school year each year with a new set of ambassadors. They're elected for 12 months. It's renewable if they wish to continue being an ambassador. You can fill out an application or email us at education@quivervision.com. And pretty soon, our 2021 ambassadors will be uploaded to the page. We also have a mailing list. So be sure to subscribe, because we'll be highlighting user lesson plans and activity plans. We also have a Quiver Live that we want you to be aware of. Our Quiver Lives typically cover, an ambassador cohort and Earth Day lessons. We highlight lessons. We've talked to Michelle Media. We've had Peter Reynolds on. We actually had him on talking about Dot Day, and we plan on featuring future authors. And then we even have Quiver Lives where we do a reading of books followed by activities around our coloring pages and just extensions that you can do. So I hope this was helpful, and I hope that you will make some wonderful lesson plan templates for us. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out at education@quivervision.com.